Here's what we'll be doing today, guys. I'm sorry, I forgot to say hi. How are you guys doing today? I'm doing quite well. Very creative week. Very inspired. Here's what we'll be creating. You'll need some 22 gauge, between 18 gauge and 22 gauge, preferably 18 and 20. I like to work with free form rose garden. I mean, it's very organic. It can be interpreted in so many ways, but here's how to make it. So all you need is an open mind to forming and creating with your beads. So you're going to need some wire, and I'm not too sure if I work off of the spool or not, but I'm going to be talking through and watching myself at the same time. I do remember when I made the pendant, I was feeling very free-formed, very organic. Usually I am with my jewelry. So I have these beautiful glass flowers that I've been having in my stash for a while. They're gorgeous and they're glass, and best thing about it is they do have a hole. You can find them as flatbacks, and you can find them with holes in them to use in your jewelry. Then I pulled out a few beads, not sure if I'm going to use them all or which ones I'm going to use. I just pulled out what I thought would look nice. So I had an idea in my head that I kind of wanted a statement piece, kind of like, and I wanted to work around the roses. I wanted the roses to pop. So I definitely want to run the rose first, and then the few beads after, and then another rose. Actually, I'm wrong. I ran one of the beads and then the rose. No particular colors. I was just thinking of a garden, and so I thought of rocks and the dirt and glass. You know, sometimes there's shards of glass on the floor or in the garden. You know, people throw things. However the glass got there, it got there. And then some pearls. You know, depending on where the light of the sun is reflecting, some things can look very pearlized. And did I end up keeping those? I think I did take those out, the little Swarovski circle Pandora beads. I think I ended up switching those out. I just wasn't feeling it. So we'll see right now. So I'm just, like I said, I am working off of the spool. I didn't remember if I did or didn't, but I usually am known to work off my spool. I just don't like to waste wire. So I'm just forming around the bead, letting the wire take its own shape. And here comes the beautiful little red rose, and the same thing, just going in an organic way, wherever the wire wants to head. I lead it a little bit, but I mainly let it choose where it wants to go and wants to sit. So I'm fiddling with it a little bit. I think what happened there is it got snagged a little bit. There we go. Now we're off. So I somewhat guide the wire, but I really am just going with wherever the wire wants to land. So if I'm going upwards and around, it's just going to sit wherever. And then I let a bead just run through. There we go. There goes the bead. So I hold it between my fingers, and I'm liking the shape. So I continue going around. And the wire wrapped itself around one of the beads, and that's fine. So I ended up making like a little switch over and around, and then I figured, hey, that's where my clasp is going to go, so let's head back down. And around we go again, and there comes that little Pandora Swarovski looking crown. I liked it, but I didn't like it. It wasn't allowing the wire to freeform, as well as the circular other items that I'm using here. Even the rose has a back and it's rounded, so all the beads are in a round form. And I just go around and behind, and the rose that I'm working on right now doesn't want to stay forward, and I really want it to stay forward. So I did manipulate that one rose, and what I did was brought it back around. You see how I'm fiddling with it right there? Because I wouldn't want to be wearing it and letting it start flipping around. I want the rose to face forward. So I kind of wanting to pull the bead out a little bit. I end up grabbing one of my pliers and straightening out the wire. Not too much, but just enough. So I clamp. Okay, so now I'm going to run, I took out the rose and I'm going to run the pearl, because I did want it there in the first place and didn't really realize that it had slid off. And it actually worked out that it slid off, because it ended up coming in handy now. Okay, now we're going to get our rose. Put the rose on, and I go, there's that one wire again where the clasp is going to go, so let's work around that. And the rose worked out perfectly there. It stayed. It didn't move. It came out perfect. And we're actually going to be done very, very soon. So this is where I'm going to create the clasp. And I'm just hardening the wire with my fingers, the heat of my fingers. Letting it become pliable, and once it starts to cool off, the wire becomes more hard and more stable. So that's when, that's not when, but that's how the clasp becomes very sturdy, and I love that. And I've done many art jewelry pieces in this form, and I still have them, and it's been about 10 years later, and I love using copper because I love how it oxidizes. I love using different metals. I love metal mixing. I have put golds and silvers and gunmetals and frosted wires all together, and I love it. One of these days I'm going to show you guys my whole collection of handmade jewelry. And as always, I want to offer up to you guys, if you guys see something you'd like to purchase, private message me. I'm either will sell you this piece or try my best in recreating something similar, but remember, all of my pieces are one of a kind. They're very organic, so you know, we can chit chat and see what I come up with and show you pictures of what I came up with, and hopefully be able to make a deal. And by the way, I'm in Los Angeles, California, so international would be not something I can do right now, unfortunately, unless you're willing to pay that international shipping. Then I'll be more than happy to. So yeah, we've recreated the clasp, and I end up trying to put a jump ring. Did not like the jump ring. It took away from the organic feel of the pendant. You'll see. reminds me of a Spanish headpiece, like a bolero. Really, really, really love this piece. So here goes. We're going to give it a try and throw a jump ring in there. And I didn't like it. So I ended up switching it off and thinking, hey, I have a clasp already here. Let's just utilize it. You'll see, guys. You'll see. Did I take it off yet? Yes, I did. So what I end up doing is just twisting the clasp a little bit more. I think I twisted twice. And then positioned it in the way where it's just going to hang off of the charm perfectly. So thank you for watching. I hope I've inspired you guys, and make one for yourself. Feel free and make some with friends. Have fun. Have a blast. And thank you. Don't forget to leave me a comment, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And if you like these videos and you want me to continue, please thumbs up. And yeah, leave me a comment, private message me, share your pictures with me. And I appreciate you guys, and thank you. And here comes another sneak peek of what the finished piece looks like. Hope you enjoyed. I'm really, really enjoying myself creating here on YouTube. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.